And as Peter was just touching on, we are still watching in real time the very bizarre and very public crusade to defund billions of dollars from federal spending by the richest man in the world / special government employee Elon Musk. And his latest target at the Department of Government Efficiency is possibly the IRS and the Department of Treasury. And if you're wondering about how many people are going through all the code and the government budgeting and all the tech and who those people might be, well, we don't know for sure. But according to Wired, at least some of them are former coders or engineers from Musk's other companies, some as young as 19 years old, and they may be helping to spearhead DOGE's goal of modernizing federal technology and software and slashing waste. And when asked about some of their experience and their age, Trump said this.
Some of these DOGE engineers that Elon Musk has helping him are as young as 19 years old.
That's good. They're very smart, though. Some are young and some are not young. Some are not young at all, but they found great things.
And joining us now is Barrett, the executive director of Wired. Welcome. Thanks so much for being with us. I got to say, so much of this has echoes of Elon Musk's first day of the hostile takeover of Twitter, now X, and the whole carrying in the sync thing. Do you see similarities here?
It does. There are a lot of parallels. You're seeing everything from Musk bringing in his top lieutenants from other companies. That's happened now in the U.S. government. Even the resignation email, the fork in the road, is the same language he used when he offered then Twitter employees a buyout then. And the idea of tearing as much out as you can and then building back from there is something that he was very proud of doing at X. I don't know if that's going to be as effective at something to the scale of the U.S. government.
Yeah, I mean, his supporters will say, yeah, look, they said Twitter was going to collapse and X is still here and some say profitable now. What is the similarity and difference between that and the entirety of the United States government?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about running a startup and trying to run the United States government like a software startup is that most software startups fail. If X didn't have Elon Musk's hundreds of billions of dollars behind it, it may not still be here at all. And I think you have to remember that, there are systems here that people rely on every single day: Social Security, Medicaid, more. Trillions of dollars of payments going out every year for the United States government. Lots of spending that was pre-approved by Congress. And a lot of this appears to be in the hands of decision makers who have very little, if any, government experience, who are very young in some cases, and who don't really seem to care about the particularities of processes, maybe even legalities around some of this activity.
Mm-hmm. And his supporters would say that's kind of the point. And yet when it comes to the credentials or the bona fides, you've got his supporters saying these are savants, these are coding geniuses. And yet what do we know about who they are?
Well, not a ton. We do know some of them have good resumes. Some of them have won coding competitions and prizes, Harvard student, that sort of thing. But I think two things about that. One is that, running the government is more about just code. I think there's many, many people employed there. I think another thing that people would be, understandably concerned about is, a lot of these systems run on legacy code bases. It's very old software that's propping up some of these things. That's not to say we probably should modernize some of it. But there's a reason that those processes take a long time to modernize, because if something breaks along the way, you've suddenly upended payments, you've upended procurements, you've ground some of the gears to a halt that are very significant in terms of keeping this country running.
Yeah, and when you go back and look at the first days of that takeover at Twitter and you realize how close they were to everything falling apart, you definitely raise your eyebrow. Barrett, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.